Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Apricot Vibes, the only place where if you do apricot and waka pass with time, just like that. What's up, y'all? So, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to say. Y'all, I have a lot to unpack. I just finished watching Who the F Did I Marry? My goodness. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I do want to start off by saying I'm so glad that she escaped this situation. I'm so glad that she got out of it. My God, just thinking about it, I'm like, oh my God. I'm really glad there were some things that she called out that I'm like, yes, this is a child of God. But I am really glad she knew these things. And there's so many lessons to be learned from this. But okay, let's talk about it. So, how they met. There were so many red flags that was already kind of from the beginning. And again, it's not it didn't seem like something she would have considered a red flag. I mean, in hindsight, probably in her situation, looking at it, major red flag. For me, I'm a Nigerian babe. We know what's up. Why are you Lagbaja here and why are you John here? What's going on? What's up? And, for me personally, I'm a very inquisitive person. I like to ask questions. My family, my husband, everybody's like, why you always got 21 questions? And like, I just keep coming with the questions, especially when it's not making sense to me. So me personally, I know I probably couldn't have survived such a situation. I probably wouldn't have even encountered it because I may have left before. But that's me looking at how I am now, right? But there was so many things, red flags, right? How they met. What else? I had to take notes, y'all, because there was just so much to unpack. And I think I saw a TikTok. When somebody was like, when you see it later, and the person was writing notes, remember this because it's gonna come up later. And she said that so much because it did come up later, y'all. It did come up later, and I'm just like, mind blown. It actually came up later, and I'm just like, wow. Let me not say the red flags. Let's talk about the lessons first. Like there were so many lessons she called out. She called out something that stood out to me the most, and it said, "What have, what that she wasn't obedient." Obedient, obviously, to the Holy Spirit because the Spirit was trying to tell her, y'all. The Spirit was trying to tell. Again, let me stop by saying, if you have not seen this TikTok series, I didn't watch it on TikTok. I watched it on YouTube, the full thing. It was 6 hours long. Yes, 4 hours on the first video from part one, which was a disclaimer. Excuse me. And all the way to part 34. And then, or no, sorry, all the way to part 30. I think 30 or 34. And then the second part, which was 2 hours, went to part 50, which is the whole series in its total. And my God, I was beyond mind blown. So, lessons. One, she knew she wasn't obedient. Two, she probably would have escaped this a lot sooner if she listened to her instinct, her gut, the Holy Spirit. If she had just listened, she would have escaped this. This does not downplay what she went through. It was bad. No one should ever have to experience such. But I do think it could have been avoided. Me, as she was telling the story, you guys, red flags just they drop left, right, left, right, left, right, because I'm like, whoa, ain't no way I wouldn't have had questions. But then she also said, she didn't acknowledge those because she didn't want to be alone. She didn't want to quarantine alone, and she wanted to get married. I think she blinded herself so much. And if you guys remember in the episode I talked about before, we became visual, it was on audio podcast, and the topic was red flags. And I said sometimes we purposely do not want to see the red flag in our spouse, in whoever we are with. We don't want to see the red flag, right? So I think that was the situation. But she did call out the things that she knew she was doing wrong. And also, the red flags that in hindsight, United Nations, the Olympics, all of it, it was there waiting for her. The first lie, the lie about the house. This one stood out to me, one of the ones that stood out to me, because this is when she realized he was lying. And again, she said it. She said it's because she didn't want to be alone. She didn't want to quarantine alone. Da-da-da-da-da. But she did say it. She knew he was lying. For me, if you lied to me like that, something major is a house. First of all, why are you lying about a house? Second of all, if that's the kind of lie you give me and I realize that's the lie I'm getting, y'all, there's nothing that you will say to me ever again that I will not second guess. If I don't second guess it out loud to you, I will second guess it in my mind, and I will try to figure it out before you even give me bobo, which is another word for BS, for those that don't know. So her letting it continue, this probably would have ended 6 months prior. Again, y'all, you guys need to go watch it. I never knew one could experience this thing. It probably would have ended 6 months at most, if she really noticed the things that she should have noticed. I think for me, I learned what a pathological liar really is. I know sometimes we say it, but we don't know what we're dealing with. Pathological lying is another beast of its own. And I think it's definitely, from what she said too, even her said, and I had to Google, I think it's definitely mental. Something in the brain, and right? And then his family say he's been doing this since he was a kid. If he's been doing this since he was a kid, I don't think they loved him well enough to be like, we need to put him in rehab in a home or something before this escalated. Because his brother, when she finally did speak to him, when things started to uncover, his brother was like, the cousin said he's been lying since he was a kid. The brother was done with him, said I don't believe anything he says. Like, you guys knew this guy had a problem. He also said that it's like each relationship he deteriorates. Is that not mental? That's as mental as it gets. That is as mental as it gets. So I feel like they should have worked together to put this guy in a mental home, get him on medication. That's if they didn't, if they haven't. Maybe she may uncover that later on and realize that maybe they did try to help him. I don't know. But from all indications, they have not done that. And I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense. So I think that they could have helped him. They could have helped him. And the moving into the house, the whole house, everything about the house. And here's another thing, y'all. Holy Spirit don't lie. I tell you, Holy Spirit, what? Does not lie. Look, every time she tried to get a house with him, it didn't work. To me, I'm going to take that as a sign. Every time I think she got pregnant, she lost the baby. Sorry about that part, but look at what would have happened if she had that baby. I'm just saying. She lost the baby. Another sign. Pack your load and go. You don't need to be here. You need to go. Run for the hills, because this guy is terribly lying to you. But again, comes back to she didn't want to be alone. She didn't want to quarantine alone. There were so many things that she did not want to do. And I was just like, yo, you could have avoided a lot. And low-key, it reminded me of the Tinder Swindler, if y'all remember that, where he just stayed lying and swindling for money, pretending. But that one, I think, is more on the lines of compulsive lying, because you have a reason. But pathological lying, there's no reason, there's no. Even when you are confronted, which he will still lie. And there was another thing that he said that just scared the crap out of me. He said to her, when she said, why did you marry me? Without a beat, he says, well, I had to, because if I didn't, our relationship, we wouldn't have been boyfriend and girlfriend no more than a year. So he was trying to, aside from securing the bag, he was just trying to find someone he could mentally break, that would stay broken and let him do what he is doing. And I'm so glad he has not found that person. Several people, and the way he played with death, the way he played with death, saying how many people have died. Some of these people had actually died long ago. But the daughter that he referenced, his stepdaughter, he said she died too. And that girl was, how are you wishing death on somebody? Why are you wishing death on a person? Why are you, I don't understand. Why? Because why? Why? Death. You took her to, just taking her lollygagging on a joyride across town, dreaming rubbish, saying, this is my parents' church, this is the church, this is that. Like, it was just, like, my mouth was hitting the ground as I kept finding out the truth. And I can only imagine what she was going through. And I'm just like, wow, wow, big wow. So many lies. He said he was a police officer at one point. That was a lie. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? Again, I get it. It's a mental issue. He was manic. He was having mental episodes. That kind of person needs to be committed and put in a mental home. That kind of person needs to figure. And then for him, at the end, I actually found him. I started stalking. I went to TikTok because I saw he responded saying it was a lie. She need to tell these people she's lying because really she's just mad because he walked in on her cheating on him with Bradley. And that's how he said it too. The guy's name is Bradley. Rubbish. But I just think that, man, you really do just gotta listen to your, is it heart? No, her heart was telling her rubbish. Her mind was telling her the truth. You got to listen to your spirit. You got to listen to your mind. When you know, women, especially women, we know when something is off, y'all. So I think it was just mind-blowing that we didn't actually take, like, sometimes I said we didn't. No, me, God forbid. Sometimes we don't like to listen to the truth, and sometimes we will ignore the truth. This is my opinion. Because of whatever gratification we're getting now. That's just how we are as humans, as people. It be like that. Now, another set of red flags, they didn't do counseling. I know, COVID, Corona. Corona made a lot of people do a lot of stuff, apparently. COVID. It was a rough year, and I'm so glad we are past that, but dang, no counseling. Everything that they should have done, they were living together. This was her fault. This part, I think, she would have known more, and she would have gotten tired of him probably if they didn't live together. They decided to quarantine together. Like, what sense does that make? If you guys did not live together in the first place, she would have probably noticed more, and she would have probably gotten tired of the lies and just be like, I'm done, and this ain't gonna work. Sooner. But she didn't. Instead, she pretended. And I think she probably would have still noticed with them living together. But she don't want to agree. She don't want to do by herself. Like, just imagine. You sit down. You look at this person and you realize that this person has been lying to you from the day they met you. There is not 1 inch of truth. And my brain was struggling so bad watching this yesterday, y'all. Like, I watched them this morning because I had to, at some point, go to bed. My brain was stressing out, like, how can a person be like this? But then there's a lot of sicknesses, there's a lot of mental health problems that the regular mind cannot fathom or comprehend. They just know what's up. So yeah, this was a very wonderful watch. Again, go watch it. Go look at it if you haven't already. And don't try to skip and watch from part 30, okay? Don't try to skip and watch from like part 15. And none of it will make sense because everything she tells you, at some point she'll tell you, remember this, because it's going to come up later. And sure enough, it comes up later. So if you have not watched it, go watch it now. It was mind-blowing that all the lies that he lied finally came out after she did a background check with the Real Social. And I think that's where he himself fumbled. It was time for him to get caught, if we're being real. He fumbled and put the Real Social on her background packet for a new job. If it wasn't for her looking for a new job, that need for the social wouldn't have happened, and she wouldn't have found out a lot of things, because that's when her detective hat really came on, and she started doing everything. Um, it's good to have a community, to be honest. It's good to there's a lot of things that it's good to have, because if you do have those things, things like what's happening or what happened to her probably wouldn't have happened. Her family was never involved. And I do understand the concept of you don't want to tell your family what's going on in your household, right? But that's in marriage. There were times where she could have said something and they weren't married yet, but she didn't say anything. And even in marriage, this kind of a situation, you need all the support that you can get, because the mental rehabilitation she had to do for herself is gonna be, I'm very sure that was stressful for good, because this happened all in a span of almost 2 years, March 2020, all the way to, I think, the end of 2021. It's probably rushing in, maybe approaching 2022. So almost 2 years this happened, and I just cannot imagine. I just cannot imagine the stress somebody had to go through for that. Hold on, y'all. My lips feel dry. So yeah, I just cannot imagine the stress she had to go through. The mental stress, the mental breakdown that she went through. It's just a lot. It's good to have a community, because if you did have that close family support, they probably would have noticed the red flags. It's good to take the person that you are with around. And I get it, COVID, pandemic, but I would have wondered why I have not talked to any of your family members. I would have started asking questions. Give me their number. Let me call them and say hi. I would have started doing a lot of things that you yourself will probably get tired of me and go to the next person, which he probably is already doing, if he's not already doing it. And maybe she has now seen it, and it's like, this is you they're talking about, this is you. And she might leave. Who knows? Don't know. But yeah. He has a twin. Another plot twist. That was another major plot twist, when she was like, come to find out, he only has 3 brothers, one that's older and one that's a twin. I said, a twin? Hey. Like, the onions kept peeling, the layers kept peeling off more and more and more. Everyone does not like him. No one can stand him. He was, at one point, just in a manic episode, in my opinion, where he didn't bathe. He just, it was bad. And I just, my God. And I'm trying not to make this video long, but my brain has so much, it painted such a thick, heavy visual in my head. Which, by the way, I think Netflix would make a really awesome movie with this, in my opinion, because the visual is strong and it's in there, especially since I've seen her face, But I say this all to say, and then one last question. How did he keep the charade going with the phone calls? So every day I'm going to sit there and be, hey, what's up? Oh, really? Okay, yeah. What? That's crazy, y'all. That's so crazy. I'm over here picking up the phone, talking. That's, I don't know. I don't even know how to, and he did this every day. When he was in the car, I was just thinking about all the times, every day, every time she was around him, when he went to the dealership to buy himself a car and herself a car, when he went to the supposed building that he didn't have to lie about, but because he's a pathological liar, he lied about, when he went into the building to try to enter and was calling Willie and Norris and Chris and all them people on the phone, talking about is anybody able to open the gate? It was all a fake phone call. Nobody was on the phone. Good. This guy deserves an Oscar for his acting. I won't lie, because he had almost every proof. And I was telling my husband about the bank account when she was like, but he has money. I'm like, the first thing I said before we even got to the episode where she says what she says, I was like, I bet you he took a screenshot, because that's not his account number. He probably took a screenshot, kept it in his phone, and knew this day would come where she would ask, let me see your bank account. And let's compare. And show me the offshore. which he never wanted to show. Let's compare. And he put up the screenshot that had good amount of money, which is normal because when you see commercials or pictures of the banks online, they'll give you a sample of what your account could look like, and they always put like a high number of amount in there. So that's what he did, and I said it. And as soon as I said it, 2 episodes later, she says it too. So guys, it's a lot. God, it's a lot. It's a real lot. And I would never, once again, I would never wish this on anybody. I can't begin because my mental was hurting just from watching this straight. Can you imagine living it? The deterioration is just, I think I said that word right. It's crazy. So, guys, this is a lesson, a big lesson. She said it. She said that she hopes, no matter how much everybody comment or says anything, this is all in hopes that she's able to help somebody and that person's eye will shine and realize they may be in the same situation too, or, may not. So, God, listen to the Holy Spirit. Listen to God, because he will not lead you astray. If he's telling you, pack your bag and go, please pack your bag and go, because you will save yourself probably 2x, 3x, 4x the stress, the work, the time loss, if you didn't listen, because she had plenty of chances to listen. And I still don't know why she didn't leave, why she accepted. Well, yes, I do know. She said it. She didn't want to be alone. Why she accepted to marry this man, because the proposal. Anyways, go and watch it. And yeah, my rant is over. Thank you for joining or listening. I should have said this in the beginning, but if you are new here, thank you. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. If you are not new here and you just came out of the kindness of your heart to see what's up, welcome. Please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and follow our IG on aproko.vibes. And I will see you later, y'all, on Aproko Vibes, the only place where if you do Aproko and Waka Pasu Tam, just like that. Bye, guys.